Hey there, my friends, it's Brad, the Bearded Piper, and I hope you all are having a great day. I am enjoying the tail end of a beautiful, well, it's still, I guess, technically winter, southwestern Pennsylvania evening. It's March 16th, 2023. It's about 10 after 7, and it was a gorgeous day here. Over the weekend, we had about 4 days of cold and snow, and I actually saw on the National Weather Service, Pittsburgh, they made a post that we got like 0.6 or 0.7 inches of snow, and it was 3 times as much snow as we got in the entire month of February. It's been a mild, wet, and muddy winter here, which isn't a bad thing until you start thinking about, you know, how bad the mosquitoes and the ticks and the fleas and the bugs are going to be all summer long. It's not going to be fun. We're going to be mosquitoed up. At least I think so. I don't know if there's any truth to that the winter kills off the bugs or not. I really don't know if that's true or not. I like to believe it's true because my grandpap told me that, and I believe everything that my grandpap tells me, or told me. So, do you ever one of those days where, you know, it's just the pressure of the world just feels like it's coming down on you? And that was one of those days for me today. I've been dealing with some issues with the knee surgery. It still hurts. I had a follow-up visit yesterday with a doctor. He thinks it could possibly still be the healing process, I've developed a fair amount of arthritis in my knee. So he gave me an arthritis pill. I wasn't ready to take an arthritis pill. I'll be 50 in a couple months, but I'm not ready for an arthritis pill. I feel like I'm too young for that. And, you know, I'm searching for a job, and, you know, there's just the not knowing, you know, part of that. It can be a little bit stressful. So I decided to come out, and I needed to relax, and I needed to unwind, and I needed to have a pipe to do that. So I said, you know what? Tonight would be a good night to do an episode of Brad's Bag. And tonight in Brad's Bag, I have a jar of Emerson Southern Forged Meteora. Now, this is the pipe and tamper blend that Jim Steffi over at Emerson Southern Forged made for Mike and Jay over Pipe and Tamper. Now, I mentioned this in my big package video. He put together 4 different blends, sent them off to Mike and Jay, and had them sample them, and then they chose which one that they thought they would like the best. Now, they had a whole, it's actually a video, but they have a podcast as well, and what Mike does is he pulls the audio from the YouTube video and puts it out as a podcast. So I actually listened to the podcast, I didn't actually watch the video, but Jim was talking, or Jay was saying that they went through the blends, and there were a couple of them that he really liked, but he chose the one that he thought would be best suited for Mike as well. I think he still thought it was the best of the 4, and Mike chose the best of the 4 for him as well. And they came out, and I think it was blend number 2, and that's where the Meteora came from. Now, and I'm enjoying it in a big pipe. This is a Northern Briar's Premier Bent Bulldog. This is one of the pipes I got from Bill's estate. It is also the only pipe in my collection that I have dedicated to the type of blend. This pipe is dedicated to Balkans and English blends because towards the end of Bill's life, that's what he enjoyed the most. So I have it dedicated to Balkans and English, specifically in memory and honor of Bill. So the Meteora comes in this beautiful little jar, and it is in a wonderful, wonderful plug. Let me see if I can get this plug out of here. Oh, that's not good. I spilled some of the previously rubbed out tobacco. It's a beautiful plug. You can see the different colors. It's dark. It's gorgeous. And it smells wonderful. It's smoky, it's sweet, it's got a little bit of a soury tang to the smell as well. And what I do is I slice a piece off, I rub it out, and I load my pipe up like I would any other ribbon style tobacco. This is, and what's really cool, I really like this about Jim, when he gives his ingredients or what's in the blend list, he gives it to you, and the order of the most prevalent in the blend is first and the least prevalent is last. And this is a Latakia, Dark Fired Kentucky, Bosma Samson, which both of those I believe are Orientals, Yellow Virginia, Red Virginia, and Perique. Now, when I first read this ingredients list, I thought, man, this is right up my alley. It's going to be really smoky. The Latakia is prevalent, and the Dark Fired Kentucky is prevalent, and I get a lot of, like, from HH Old Dark Fired, I get a lot of a barbecue-y taste out of that. I'm like, this is going to be right up my alley. I love Balkans. I love Englishes. This is just going to be wonderful. And then I heard Mike and Jay talking about it and how well blended it is, how balanced it is, how there's not really one component that drives the bus. And boy, I tell you what, they couldn't have nailed that any more. Jim did a wonderful job with this blend, putting it all together and balancing everything out. Now, this is the first blend that I have tried from Emerson Southern Forged. I have tried, I got a lot of them in, and you can see that in my big package video. But I have tried the Furman's Reserve as well, and it is just fantastic. It's wonderful blend too. The Furman's Reserve is fantastic. I'll have to do a Brad's Bag on that eventually. But this Meteora is... It has to be one of, if not the best Balkan that I have ever had through my pipe. It is just spectacular. There's a little bit of a smokiness to it. There's a little bit of sweetness to it. There's a little bit of sourness to it. There's a little bit of like a citrusy bit from the Virginias that come through. Now, I don't have the most sensitive palate in the world. I'm not going to tell you the difference between, oh, it's white pepper or it's black pepper or it's red pepper. For me, it's just spicy, right? That's what I get. And towards the end of the bowl, I start to get a little bit of spiciness. I get a little bit of it as I go through, and I'm assuming that's from the Perique and possibly from the Dark Fired. But it is just so well balanced. I can't even tell you how much I enjoy this. So I'm trying to decide on how I'm going to do my reviews, how I'm going to rate things. I was saying, 5 thumbs ups or something like that. And Matthew over at Picking and Piping suggested that I use the dog emoji. And I think that is fantastic because I absolutely love my dogs, very active with them, train them, show them, and all of that stuff. So I'm going to give this 5 puppy dogs. That's what we're going to use. Puppy dogs. 5 puppy dogs. 5 out of 5. Spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Now, it is... I keep saying that over and over again because it's true. And, what's really cool about this is it was supposed to be a limited edition release, and only supposed to be 40 jars of it made. And then Mike commented on my, I think, an Instagram post and said that it was so well received and it went so quick that Jim is putting it into his everyday regular blend list. So that is good for me because I'm going to need to eventually snag some of this to let it age, because it's so good now. I can't imagine how great it's going to be after it gets some age to it, to let it age and to make sure I have some to enjoy for the next 50 years. I'm going to be 50 this year. I'm going to enjoy for at least another 50 years. And then after that, who knows what's going to be there, because I plan on living to, like, I don't know, 150, 200 years old. I have no intentions on going anywhere. I enjoy the pipes too much. So that's it, my friends. Again, 5 puppy dogs is wonderful. Jim, thank you so much for putting together such a wonderful blend for Mike and Jay over at the Pipe and Tamper podcast. Mike and Jay, thank you very much for putting out one of my, if not my, I'm not going to say one of my absolute favorite podcast. Although Pipes, Pours, and Pals is right there behind you, I really, really enjoy that podcast as well. So until we talk again, my friends, remember, life is good, but it is better with a pipe.